think about the coolest cards you've ever owned, and then think about being able to play with those in a similar way, but you never put your fingerprints on it because it's digital, right? That's kind of the direction we're heading. And I had to turn my camera off because I was so giddy in the face when people were trying to show me the initial designs of and I wanted to give constructive feedback, but if I was grinning ear to ear, they would take it less seriously. So
we have episode 114 of Collecting and Connecting. 114, that's pretty crazy. I live close to 114. That's a highway. Goodness gracious, I'm excited about today's episode. We have, well, I'll introduce myself. I'm KingBrett, queso connoisseur, Mavs fan, Dallas Cowboy fan, Dallas Stars fan, possibly a Disney Pinnacle fan.
Oh, wow.
Let's introduce a couple other people. We have Sir Mayor Treaticus with us today.
To be here.
How are you?
Happy to be here. Anxious to hear about what's going on with Fire Jerry, Hall of Fame, Razorback Hall of Famer, beloved Arkansan. I don't know why we got to throw him under the bus here, but we'll find out.
I'm excited for some Smash talk today. Glad you're doing well, Treaticus. Speaking of that, I don't know who this person is, but it's someone called Fire Jerry. How are you and wherever you are?
Tork has taken on a new form known as Fire Jerry, and he may be beloved in Arkansas, but in the city of Dallas, I can't find one person who likes him at all, especially after the latest fiasco with Micah Parsons. But we can talk about that later. 114 episodes, running back the intro. That was well done, by the way. But 114 episodes, that's pretty impressive. Congratulations to everybody. Coincidentally, that is the temperature it was outside the last time I saw today's guests.
Oh my goodness. Are all spinning because you were in 114 temperature. Speaking of our special guest, this guy, I love him on every single. Not just is he.
Brett, I think it's happening again, man.
It's happening again.
What the heck? All right, is it still happening?
No, it's not
happening now.
It's good now.
Okay, because no one knows what we're talking about. So this is the man, the myth. Three Ball's going to cut this and make it fantastic.
Yes.
Pause, smile. Very special guest. So pumped to have this dude on. He is Dapper Labs legend, NBATOPSHOT legend. Please give a warm CNC and welcome back to Jacob Eisenberg.
Thanks for having me back, guys. I saw a Twitter thread maybe last week of the top viewed CNC episodes all time, and I saw my colleague Vinyls made the cut, and I didn't. Yeah. So my competitive streak coming out. The second Three Ball reached out asking if I'd want to come back. Man, I've been rearing to go here. I've been waiting for this invite, so I'm excited to be back, and hopefully this is the one that puts me into the top 5 competition with Matt.
Yeah.
Let's go. Take that, Matt. You're going down. Well, not down. You're a nice guy, but
you're way better than Matt.
It's okay. We can.
Okay. I'm competitive. I just didn't want to speak for everyone.
You're way better than Matt. Matt's just taking credit for your idea, right? The fast break, run it back.
No, Matt is the king of fast break and game modes. Nothing, no ill things to say about that guy, but I'm gonna take him down. We're gonna get more views here.
Love it. Love it.
All right. Before we jump in, I do have a quick basketball question. Three Ball's really been on us to have consistency, so I'm going to make him really happy right now. We're going to play let's ask a question. Your favorite sports movie out of these three? You got to pick one. We got Glory Road.
Yep.
We got Coach Carter, and we got Hoosiers. Which one is your top film out of those three?
I think Glory Road.
Ooh,
wow.
I think Glory Road, though I do love that the star player in Coach Carter is based off of Tyson Chandler. Hard to beat that fun fact. And
I did not know that.
A lot
Very
of people
cool.
didn't know. Yeah, look at you dropping knowledge at like
Nice.
4 a.m. in the morning, wherever most people are.
But I am I'm one of those guys that will take a more modern sports movie over a classic sports movie. You know, I think that goes against, I think, the spirit of some people's fandom towards sports movies. But, you know, give me Moneyball all day, give me Miracle all day. Those are my favorite sports movies, I'd say. Whereas like the Hoosiers of the world, the Rudies of the world, they were great when I was, you know, a kid. But at this point, I'm excited for the newer stuff coming out. I really loved Air that came out a few years ago, the Michael Jordan Nike story.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I need to watch that. I haven't watched that yet. I've been wanting to.
Random fact, since you did bring up Miracle, my stepdad, who passed away earlier this year, he actually played with those guys, but he was originally Italian that moved to Canada and then played at Cornell and played in the professional here in the USA. But so he wasn't on the Olympic team for America because he was Italian, but he played with all those guys literally. So he's got stories, or had stories, like before they were going to the Olympics, and some really cool stuff I can share maybe at a different time. Some insight into the actual Miracle, which is pretty cool.
That's really
cool. We're here to talk about basketball. Football. I'm so confused.
We're talking everything. We're
talking everything.
A lot.
Okay, so I want to. Everyone else should talk other than me. I talk way too much, obviously. Never. I want to talk about the Knicks, but we don't have to because it's football time, and Fire Jerry doesn't want to talk about the Knicks. So let's just dive into some football. I know this is weird. Some people are like, wait, basketball, but no, football. Let's talk about this. AllDay had some crazy announcements yesterday or the day before, depending on when you're listening. Some really cool updates and things y'all are doing. You want to just kind of run us through some of the excitement that's going on with AllDay?
Yeah, I mean, the place to start is just the three stated priorities of the season. And number one is to make it the best collectible experience ever. Number two, to enhance the competition and kind of utility of your moments. And number three is to make it the most social experience possible, right? So you take those three, combine them into one product, and that's what NFL AllDay is striving for in 2025. I think on the collectible side, you know, so many different places to start, but, you know, I think the best place to start is digital signatures. We're bringing autographs to core sets, the rookie sets, potentially Hollow Icon, MGLE. Those are going to get some signature edition complimentary sets. So what you've seen on the WNBA side this offseason, on the NBA side, you're going to see kind of the core set, and then you're going to see the signature edition parallel of that set.
Wow, cool.
And so that's really exciting. Through our partnership with the NFL and the NFL Players Association, we're able to get those digital signatures from every player. So we're really excited about that. And we know that's going to be really, really interesting and fun for collectors, not just to chase in packs, but also to collect those sets, because I think all of us, dating back to childhood, were pursuing autographs as one of the earliest things we tried to collect. So really excited about that. On the other side of the coin, right, nothing's more important to a good collecting experience than being able to showcase your collection. So the core things that you may have seen on the NBA side, right, pinned moments, being able to do a little bit more with your showcases or featuring your moments in your profile. Right. The social feed, we'll get into social in a little bit. But yeah, all those are coming. Moreover, let's see, we've got Own the Moment, Neil. He's now on the team. He's building, chipping away, one feature at a time. You may see What's in the Pack come in this week, which we're pretty excited about.
Nice. A lot of people, by the way, were excited that kind of collaboration. He came over from Own the Moment. They were like, "Oh no, what's happening to Own the Moment?" But like, I've seen and heard some excitement about having him on the team and some cool things y'all are working on. So
he's the best. We're so excited to have him. Unleash him on these products where his Picasso touch can just make them really sing. So we're really excited about that. So that's on the collecting side, and there's plenty more there, right? We're going to have a really, really exciting parallel system that's coming out in September. We're excited to deep dive into that. But think Disney Pinnacle and how the economy design works over there, and kind of take a little bit of that concept, bring it over to NFL AllDay. We're really excited about that, letting collectors kind of dictate demand on some of these. So that will be cool. And then on the, am I getting some echo? Do you guys hear that?
I got some echo. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Keep rolling.
And then on the other side of the coin, we've got the game modes, right? And this is where Vinyls really kind of went to work all off season. So it's 3 game modes. We have a refreshed, revamped playbook. So playbook that you were familiar with last year. Think about it 10 times better, right? We're going to have a pro mode for playbook. We're going to have a free-to-play playbook. We're going to have the standard playbook mode. And all of those are going to have revamped experiences and UIs associated. Number 2, we've got a game called One and Done. This is really popular in the fantasy golf world. One and Done is essentially each week you have to pick a quarterback, a running back, wide receiver, tight end, and they have to hit a certain number of yards. So you're picking up. They have to hit a certain number of yards. Where it gets interesting is once you pick a player, you can't use them again all season.
Wow.
You use Pat Mahomes because they're playing the Cowboys, and you know Micah Parsons is sitting out. He doesn't want to play. Okay, you can't use Pat Mahomes again all season.
Just had to say it. So what a great analogy.
You got to go up on the moon where you can. We don't have that much success over here these days.
And no, dude, I love that though, because you're taking the original playbooks and you're making them even more exciting, even kind of more in depth, if you will, for the people that really love that, like season-long fantasy type of mentality and playbook, and really doing some research. That's exciting.
A lot of research, a lot of strategy involved. And then the third is the more traditional kind of pick-em survivor pool, right? Each week you're trying to pick the matchup that you have the most conviction in, and last fan standing is going to win big prizes. So all 3 of those together creates a very fun dynamic where, you know, you're going to want to strategize. You're going to want to be following along. Your collection is going to be doing some heavy lifting for you on some of these game modes. Some of the other game modes are free to play. So tell your friends about them, get them involved. They can win some prizes. They can get their foot in the door on these new product lines. So we're really excited about that. And then on the social side, mentioned the social feed. Think about what you've seen on the NBA side as we've kind of delved into a more social experience. So we've got the feed. That exact feed is coming to AllDay, but we're revamping it. And when we revamp it for our AllDay, we're going to take what's revamped there and bring it back over to TopShot. So both are going to win in the long run.
Nice.
What that will look like is, you know, one of the big things that I think we get feedback on all the time, and rightfully so, is, hey, I wish I didn't have to follow Discord or Twitter to kind of stay in the loop. Well, that can be a centralized place where we put out our own comms and people can go there and follow along. We can also embed and integrate the Adam Schefters of the world, the Shamses of the world, right? Nice. When you think about over the course of what a social feed for the NBA or for the NFL is going to be, you're going to want to get real-time updates on injuries. You're going to want to get real-time updates on trades. You're going to want to get the latest, greatest, and best news. But on top of that, we're going to put our own spin on it, bring the AllDay, the TopShot collectibles to the forefront. When Treaticus is ripping packs and gets a Larry Legend, everyone's going to be able to see that on the feed in real time. When KingBrett is collecting some Cooper flags this coming season, people are going to be able to see that on the feed. And then that's the same thing on the NFL side. The only thing we know we won't see is Micah Parsons moments because he's not going to play. I'm sorry, Tork.
Jacob, man.
I was getting ready to sing Abdul Carter's praises and how awesome it must be to have him, if you're a Giants fan, that is. But really quickly on the social side of the NFL AllDay things, I think we've seen some success with shout out Paulie, shout out Colton, going to games, meeting consumers, your potential consumers. Where they're at. Do we see any more of that in the future for AllDay this season? More going to games, any promotional events that you can discuss?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So I think twofold there, or really threefold. We've got the community grants where collectors are still going to be able to submit for applications and get grants to do community building events, community organizing. I think that system has been a much needed improvement over the old kind of captain system, where now it's, if you're interested, we're going to find a way to get you the funding you need to put on that great event or that campaign you're thinking about. But it requires a little bit more of a conversation so we can come up and collaborate with you guys. On the other side, club partnerships is a big deal. We know that on the NFL side in particular, the fans are fans of a specific team more than a specific player. On the NBA side, it's more specific player than specific team. So we are partnering with a handful of teams all over the country. We're identifying areas where, we have a big swath of collectors that are interested, and we're going to be able to give back to those fans. But but equally important to giving back to the fans with IRL utility is leveraging those teams to expand our reach and get more eyes onto the product, get more eyes into the product. So what that's going to look like is custom integrations after games, maybe some email sends going out to fans that attended the games, maybe some push notifications for claiming opportunities, promotions, free moments, whatever it may be. And all of that needs to have a very kind of custom and unique touch that only a digital collectible can do, right? We don't want to be in the business of this email brought to you by a vodka company and it's just for brand awareness. Brand awareness is fine, but we want to give the fans a unique opportunity that they couldn't get elsewhere. And that's what NFL AllDay or an NBA TopShot can do for fans. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, a little follow-up on there. So the way you guys did the playoffs this year, I thought was extremely exciting. The key moments, right? Got immediately put out there. There was a lot of energy around it that I collected all the seasons and all the playoffs, but there seemed to be a lot more excitement around that. Are you able to pull that into AllDay, that you watch this game? And probably for football, I don't watch a whole lot of NFL, but I would assume there's probably more of like one specific play that is going to hit the highlights, whereas basketball, you have a lot more. Are you sensing that kind of movement with what you're going to do with per game kind of thing?
Yeah, I think certainly for the internet breaking moments, timeliness and hitting on that cultural zeitgeist is really important. So no promises on whether it's going to happen contemporaneously as the game's happening or right after the game or a day after the game. We're working with our partners to make sure that we're able to kind of check all the boxes to get those moments out as soon as possible. But certainly baked into our concepting around set design and how we can get those moments out quickly. And I think what you saw for the playoffs is probably, I think there were a lot of great learnings there, but being able to put a moment into multiple tiers, multiple sets, certainly allows for us and for the community to collect at their own speed and at their own budget. So lots of different ways we can kind of broach that. But I think you're going to see a lot more of us trying to tap into that cultural zeitgeist as big internet breaking plays happen.
Did you feel like you had more engagement in the playoff doing it the way y'all did it last year in the playoffs?
Well, so I think for the playoffs, if I'm being honest, yes, but because a lot of these games ended at 10 or 11 o'clock. And it takes about an hour or two to get everything ready. And in some instances, you literally have to wait till the game ends, right? Like, we don't know what the story of the game is until Tyrese Halliburton hits that game winner, or until Column goes off for the biggest fourth quarter, whatever it may be. So in that instance, okay, the game ends at 11 o'clock, takes us about 2 hours to get something out. Now it's 1 a.m. on the East Coast. So engagement comes in the morning, and then at that point, how valuable was it for us to go live at 1 a.m. for maybe the Southeast Asian audience that was awake at that hour, right? Whatever it may be. But yeah, I think with the NFL in particular, just the fact that these games can happen all day long. We're not necessarily beholden to the final buzzer at midnight some nights. That could unlock a little bit of a better opportunity. But I think, like, to answer your question, it's pretty indisputable in our data that when we had a big moment happen on the court and we did a drop dedicated to that, I think the Halliburton game winners really stand out as those biggest moments. The interest was through the roof. People were coming back that hadn't checked out the site in a long time because, the timeliness is everything. And as sports fans, we're emotional creatures, right? We want to, we see something, we want it, and you got to kind of be able to meet the fan where they are. And when that big thing happens, we got to be able to kind of deliver it in the way that only digital can.
Very cool.
Dude, I love some of the stuff you said about, like, I love that you take some of the great things you're doing in NBA TopShot and you're bringing them over to AllDay, making AllDay better, and then tweaking that to make things better, and then bringing that, what works, back to NBA TopShot. It's like making all the platforms better so nothing's stagnant, but every platform is working on innovative new things, which I think is really cool. I love some of the announcements y'all just made. Y'all are doing the rookie drops, right? And tell me about those. Those are different drops, different pool of people, of players, but it's every Thursday for the next 3 or 4 Thursdays. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so for the next 4 Thursdays, there's going to be rookie debut drops. It's actually going to be the same pool of players, but with different amounts of, Cam Wards or Abdul.
Okay, nice.
But this way, it allows for a little bit more predictability on the customer's end. I think we've seen with fresh gems on the WNBA side, and prior to that, even rookie debut coming out in different waves. People want Paige Beckers, and when Paige Beckers is not very apparent in the follow-up drop, it creates a little bit of a
lull.
A lull, yeah, maybe that's the right word for it. So on this side, I think 4 weeks, that puts us right up against the start of the NFL season, which is really exciting. We've never had this many drops for the relevant season this far in advance of the season actually starting. So we're excited about that. And it's also been a really good forcing function for us to lock in our plans, commit to them. So you're going to see over the course of the next 4 weeks, right up until kickoff, maybe 1 or 2 pretty sweeping updates each week, all tying back to the stated priorities of the homepage that we put out, the landing page we put out. But you're also going to see complimentary blogs that have a little bit more extra oomph and detail for the collectors that just can't get enough and want to kind of see everything. So we're really excited about these drops. These drops are going to feature 4 different types of packs. You've started to see 4 different types of packs on the NBA side as well. I think the rationale and the kind of uniqueness of each of those types of packs has maybe gotten lost. So maybe if I could take a second to explain what of those is for, that could be helpful.
Please do.
There's one pack, the guaranteed premium hit. That's like the cream of the crop. That's the one that's always going to get oversubscribed. And that's kind of old school Series 2 NBA TopShot. You're coming in, and whether you love the players in the drop or you love the EV of the drop, it's just a no-brainer pack, and everyone wants it, and it's really exciting. And it comes with a guaranteed hit of the best stuff, and it also comes with a chance of the very best things in the drop. So be it ultimates, be it like serial number 1, legendaries, whatever it may be. In the case of rookie debut coming out, that's where you're going to see the most signature edition, or the best odds of a signature edition moment. Then the second pack, this is going to be more of the dedicated collector pack. It's less of an EV kind of overload and more focused on how can we get you the shortcut to completing that set. So maybe you get a guaranteed rare in the pack and a 50% chance of a second rare. In some instances, maybe it's 2 guaranteed rares and a 30% chance of a second or a third rare. All of those are kind of more skewed toward people like yourselves that want to complete those sets. There's less of this like huge jackpot hit in the pack, but still a pretty hot ticket because shortcutting to set completion is appealing for a lot of people in our community.
Yes.
The third SKU, this is kind of the premium chance hit. So this is going to be a more elevated price point. So actually, let me back up for a second. The first 2 SKUs with the guaranteed hits, no buybacks associated with them. The packs are good enough on their own. You don't need a buyback offer. You're going to want the pack anyway.
Yeah.
Love it.
Then we have the premium chance hit. This one does come with a buyback. The price is more elevated. Sometimes it might be $49. Sometimes it might be $99. Sometimes it might be even more expensive. It'll come with the chance of the best stuff in the drop, be it the legendary, maybe an ultimate. and those odds will vary based on kind of what the content is and what the set is. There will be a buyback associated that allows you to kind of mitigate your risk, and it makes it more tolerable. But this is inherently a pack that is for the speculator, right? The person chasing the big stuff and has the tolerance and the appetite to rip a bunch of these packs knowing that there is going to be a buyback involved.
Not me.
And then
love it.
Last but not least is the more kind of junior chance hit pack, right? This is the lower price. Sometimes it's $9, sometimes it's $19. There's a buyback associated with it. Lower odds of getting the big hits, but the big hits are still there. This one's probably the closest thing to what you may have seen in the past is like quick rips or hot packs, whatever they've been called. And yeah, this one is, I think, the one where you're going to see the largest quantity and they're easiest to restock. But that's where you're going to have kind of, I think, the more entry level collector being able to get involved because the price point is so affordable. So those 4 SKUs should, and I will be the first to admit that in the product right now, it is not 100% clear of like, what is the distinction of these 4, but that is the rationale for the 4. We want something for everyone. In theory, a lot of collectors in the community are going to want at least 2 or 3 of these different SKUs. But in the worst case scenario, everyone should want at least 1.
Yeah, for sure.
What's your biggest takeaway from the pack pricing and construction that you guys have learned, specifically maybe regarding future challenges? I know we had the WNBA thing that just happened recently where the challenge was extended. Not sure if that's something that is going to keep happening going forward, or is the structure going to change completely? I loved how the WNBA packs were rolled out and was kind of like, oh, if they do those premium packs for the NBA rookies, I will be very excited. But yeah, just wanted to get your opinion on that and maybe some of the data that you guys have.
Yeah, look, I think Fresh Gems, just to say it plainly, was poorly done. And I think that all it takes is one poorly done drop to erode a lot of the confidence and excitement of previously well done drops. And I think it's somewhat ironic or unfortunate, however you want to look at it. The 2 poorly done drops we've done in the past few months have both correlated to the second wave of the WNBA rookies, right? So the one that doesn't have the page involved. But to kind of maybe paint a picture of the challenge, right? There are 4 drops or 4 SKUs with each drop. And the amount of work that goes into making those offerings compelling and meeting all the criteria I just outlined to you guys of like, hey, this SKU is for this type of collector. That's non-trivial work. And I think for our team in particular, as we're ramping up to build out these listings, oftentimes they're done in spreadsheets or they're done in kind of tools that look very similar to spreadsheets. And it's very hard to glean all of the relevant information. So one of the biggest, I think, learnings from the Fresh Gems drop is we basically need to have an infographic or a visual of what exactly the customer is going to see well before the pack goes live. Because I think, to be frank, a bunch of people on the team could have seen that pack listing and said, this is not a pack I personally would want to buy. And I think our goal and our job as a team is to only put things out there for sale that we, as fans of our product and believers in our product, will want to get involved with ourselves and purchase ourselves. So I don't put anything more to it than just growing pains as we build out this new 4 SKU system. And, very easy to put out 4 SKUs that are all absurdly EV positive and make it very easy for folks to want in. But we don't want every pack to be such a no-brainer, especially at the chance hit level. I think on the guaranteed hit level, a little more. But yeah, I think that would be the simple answer. Now, with regards to the challenge, twofold. Number one, we look at Panini, we see all the success that they're having in the blockchain space. And I think it's very simple that they are just straightforward, direct. They do what they say and they say what they do. And there's not a ton of gamification. There's not a ton of intricacy to it. And simplicity is actually working at their advantage. We need to take that everywhere we can in our product. We have a very complex product as is. So I think when we change the rules to a challenge or extend the window of a challenge, that is a trust buster. Now, I will say, for the folks that completed the challenge, they've been reimbursed with the cost to complete already. So I feel like they've been made whole. but it still erodes trust for everyone else. And what we need to do is be mindful of this as we're building out these constructions. So we talked about the 4 different kind of types of packs. In this specific instance, hindsight being 2020, playing Monday morning quarterback, it would have been a no-brainer to just make a $5 pack with a guaranteed chance or a guaranteed hit of a crunch time moment, right? Because we need to take that same concept of, okay, there's going to be a premium pack everyone wants, and then there's a way to, as the set collector, to get exactly what you're looking for and the shortcut to that set. But that doesn't have to be limited to the legendary tier or the rare tier. That should be across the board for every tier. So the more different offerings we can give, the more we mitigate our risk of, hey, if these chance hit packs don't sell like hotcakes, then there's going to be an uneven distribution of crunch times, and now we're going to have this crazy bottleneck on Rickeya Jackson. Yeah. So I'm frustrated about it, right? I hope you can tell. Like, we don't take these decisions lightly, and certainly it's putting ourselves in that spot is something that we need to do a much better job of avoiding. But I think we've done a thorough job internally of kind of retroing how it went down and what we need to do going forward to mitigate that. But I think, simply put, as we move forward, those types of things and the moving of goalposts, it just can't happen. We can't, I'd rather tolerate the uneven distribution of something than us changing the rules to kind of fix an economy potential flaw in the future.
Fair. That's fair.
I love the fact that y'all have moved to variety of different packs, right? Like you're going into having a dedicated, guaranteed, big hit pack. But what I've noticed too is people freaking love buyback offers. They love that there's an option to choose not to have a buyback or to have that little extra chance, a little security. Explain, I know a lot of people have asked us, explain when someone sells back their moments, those moments go back into the AllDay account or the TopShot account. They get redistributed later, right? They're not burned. They're not out of the system. It's just a recycling of moments to be used later.
Yeah, so it depends on the set. Certainly for the playoffs, we communicated, hey, by NBA draft, anything in our inventory will get burnt, right? And that's still the case. So those moments got burnt. For this off season, the moments do get sent back to us. We do put them back in packs. Maybe they'll get sent back to us again. That won't be in perpetuity forever. We will set hey, at the end of this off season, whatever, we need to figure out when that cutoff date is. But at a certain point, when moments have been recycled that many times and have gone stale, and they're no longer even contemporary for the season at play, or the players change teams, whatever that rule is, we still need to kind of etch that into stone. But they will get burned at a certain point. But I think just to call out kind of the beauty of the buyback system, if you get a moment that you're not thrilled about, we would much rather have it sent back to us than you put it onto the marketplace and create some downward pressure. So for the playoffs, I think it created a much better system. With that being said, one of the big learnings of the playoffs was the multiple ways that you can earn a moment, be it the trade-in auctions, be it the player upgrades. And because the buybacks at the legendary tier in particular were so elevated, it created this really weird imbalance and reversed incentives where now the collectors are arbitraging trade-in auctions just so they can list something and undercut the mark. Like, the idea of the buyback is to set kind of this for lack of a better word, a floor on what we think the community should value these moments at, right? Because that's what we're valuing. That's what we're putting into the mechanics of the design. So, all to say, it's an evolving process. I think we're extremely excited about the early kind of signals off of it, but it's also really important that we are a collectible first, and we are not kind of this speculator kind of game, right? We're different than Courtyard, different than these other players in the space, and I think at times it's really important for us to kind of take a step back and ask ourselves, is the message we're sending in our product the right one? And I think, candidly, we need to do a better job of making sure that collectors know that we want completionism. We want people to have kind of the autonomy to flex their control of their collection, show off what they own, and have moments coming out that resonate with the fans. So I'm really excited about that. Brett, when are we airing this?
I don't know. I can't stop thinking about your Michael Parsons comments the whole time. It's all I've been thinking about.
It'll be next week.
Other than the blurred out background and wondering what all those cool things are, it's Michael Parsons. This is coming out in a week from today. Wait,
awesome.
A week from last Tuesday.
Yeah.
So maybe we should touch on some of the run it back sets that are coming out because
yeah, let's do it.
I'm really, really excited about these next 2 run it back sets coming out. We've never done them before. They've been concepts I've had for a really long time, that we've had for a really long time.
Yeah, baby.
So it's a dual drop. It's a dual drop. There's a legendary set and there's a rare set.
Nice.
The legendary set is called Legacy Threads.
Ooh, this is dirty.
The rare set is called Phantom Threads.
Okay.
So the Legacy Threads, the premise here is guys that weren't drafted by the team, but ended up on a team where they defined their legacy and became super.
Nice.
And more specifically, it's their first game playing for that team.
Oh,
so
wow.
Some guys we can kind of throw out as names to think about in this type of a set. We've got Kevin Garnett on the Boston Celtics.
Amen.
We've got Jason Kidd on the New Jersey Nets. Chauncey Billups, Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Right. Just go down the list, right? Think about guys that fit that criteria. That is the premise of that set.
Love it.
Now on the total flip side, the inverse, Phantom Threads. This is a set celebrating guys that ended up on teams that you barely would remember they played for that team.
That's awesome.
Olajuwon on the Toronto Raptors. We've got Patrick Ewing on the Orlando Magic. We've got I'm trying to think of the deepest cuts we've got in there. We got Ben Wallace on the Chicago Bulls. We've got Allen Iverson on the Memphis Grizzlies, right?
Oh yeah. I remember that.
You said Grizzlies and Celtics already.
Yeah,
this is the explicit rule set of it has to be the team the guy played the least amount of games in.
Awesome.
Tracy McGrady on the Knicks, the Dikembe Mutombo on the Nets. It's going to be fun.
That's great, man. That'll be an exciting set, especially now with the historic fast break. It's created this entire different view of those moments because it's so much freaking fun. Like you don't have to worry about injuries, and I'm not as good at it as Fire Jerry yet, but I'm gonna call it right now. This next run, I'll destroy Tork. I just needed one run to kind of figure out my strategy, so it's on now, Fire Jerry.
I mean, are you gonna do something other than autofill?
You got to stop autofilling, so that's a win right there.
Listen, I have too much love for the game to autofill historic. Okay. Never autofilled a historic run. So I'm just calling it out. Man, I'm in on this definitely. And which is the funny thing is I'm way more interested in the rare set. Like that's a set I want to own just because the weirdness of seeing those guys in those jerseys is hysterical.
It's a true connoisseur set is what it sounds like.
Oh yeah. And it's extensible, right? Like I think we've got a pretty contained list this time around, but there you can go 100 deep on this type of a set.
Yeah. I love that it seems like y'all are excited and having fun developing the set, which translates to collectors having fun because it's what we've wanted to see and things we wanted. I also love that you're doing this release in tangent with the fast break because it really builds, like Treat was saying, that excitement of like, oh my gosh, okay, what am I going to do? And like planning it out. It's like something to look forward to in a weird way. Not that we don't have other things to look forward to in our lives, but it's pretty exciting, man.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think the complement of the legendary and the rare here works really well. I think you're right, Treaticus. There are going to be plenty of people like yourself, even maybe myself included, just because I was at Tracy McGrady's debut at the Knicks. It was one of the more exciting of my Knicks fandom. Awesome. He went off for 26, I want to say, against like the KD and Russ Thunder when they were really young. So that was fun. but yeah, I think the rare set's going to be popular. And then on the legendary side, if you're a fan of that player and that team, you're going to want to own that moment because Kevin Garnett's meaning to the Celtics is just so much. And
for sure,
his first game is going to be something coveted, and that goes down the list. I can hammer off a few other names here. We've got.
It'd be great if you said anyone from the Mavs, but no big deal. Whatever.
We've got on the Mavs side. I know we've got on the Phantom Thread side. We've got Amari Stoudemire.
Oh,
and we've got Antoine Walker. So
Antoine Walker.
Oh, I'm definitely owning those.
Nothing on the legacy thread side.
It's okay. We'll leave that to Tree.
Not a whole lot of legacies down there.
There are some more Memphis guys on. We got Zach Randolph on Memphis for legacy threads.
Well, you know, that's that in Memphis. He's a god. I mean, he's the way he just the whole way he played, and just that whole grit and grind era was wonderful. Yeah, love it.
I'm just a big believer in making moments that are inherently collectible, and what makes these collectible is you literally can't repeat their first game on that team. And what that meant, the jitters, the butterflies, the storytelling that comes involved with that, right? And the circumstances that brought the guy there, right? Zach Randolph was kind of a journeyman at the point when he ended up in Memphis and then became that legend. So I just think those are inherently going to be the ones that stand the test of time as the most collectible and resonant with the fan base. But both of those sets are going to be a lot of fun, and I sure as hell am going to be collecting some Tracy McGrady Phantom Threads.
One of the coolest things I think that's kind of gone slightly under the radar are the modifications or the image of just the cubes themselves of the Lego moments and the rare moments and the advancements or how cool they look now. One thing that I noticed, I don't know if you can give up anything on this, but our guy Joey Hammer made a post last night and apparently was doing some digging on patents and whatnot. Dapper has quite a few 3D display patents out there. I don't know if is there potentially any future there for displays of our moments in that regard?
I've seen the future, and it is bright, guys.
Let's go!
It is really freaking cool what the team is working on. I don't think you're going to see it for this upcoming drop. I don't know if you're necessarily going to see it this summer. We'll see. But I think you're sure as hell going to see it in the future, and
Look out!
Pretty exciting.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Again, like a big principle for us is making them the best collectibles in the world. And we look at kind of which trade. Like I often look at just a Google search of like the best Michael Jordan trading cards. And just on the aesthetic side, there are some that stand out. And obviously there's the Fleer rookie card, and that's the iconic one. But I think like what I'm excited for going forward is sets that mean something to the fans, sets that mean something to the collector from an artistic standpoint, right? The artistry, the uniqueness. And then the things that just resonate with collectors, whether you're a digital collector, whether you're a physical collector, and that's where you're going to see the digital signatures. That's where you're going to see really compelling designs around a parallel system that you'll see for the NFL season. I'm really excited about the artwork and to those 3D renders you've seen. I mean, I'm sure you guys have played around a little bit with the interactive moments so far and being able to see that. Think about the coolest cards you've ever owned, and then think about being able to play with those in a similar way, but you never put your fingerprints on it because it's digital, right? That's kind of the direction we're heading. And I had to turn my camera off because I was so giddy in the face when people were trying to show me the initial designs of and I wanted to give constructive feedback, but if I was grinning ear to ear, they would take it less seriously. So
yes, I like it very much.
It was cool. It was
very cool. Great question, Tork.
What a great question. Man, I know we're coming up on our right. I know we're coming up on our limit. Jacob, I'm going to give you the floor for one last second. Is there anything else that you're excited about, you want to touch on, you want to say, you want to tell the NBA Top Shot, NFL AllDay, the Dapper world before we wrap up and let you get back to it?
I think it's just going to be a really fun rest of the offseason on the NBA side. You're going to be seeing some players you've never seen before, maybe even players you never thought you'd see before on Top Shot. So we're excited about that. then on the NFL side, it's just going to be it's a huge season. Needless to say, there have been a lot of improvements, a lot of thoughtful work put into how do we make this product resonate and give it a big shot in the arm so that it can go out and be a growth driver for the Web3 space as a whole. Obviously, Disney is starting to catch some momentum, and the space it moves quick, right? What happens 1 week, a week later, it becomes compounding momentum build. So we are, I think, in a really, really exciting spot. August 13th, as we're recording this, I see kind of the upcoming sets we have on the NBA side, the WNBA side, the NFL side, and even on the Disney side.
Let's
and
go.
I just couldn't be more excited for the next few months. So thank you guys so much for having me. I've had a lot
coming, man.
with you guys.
Jacob, dude, thank you so much. Sir Mayor Treaticus, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. Fire Jerry, it says it all in the name. But Jacob, we're always honored, and you're always welcome back on the show. We love having you, man.
Tell 3Ball to send me more invites then.
Yeah,
I want to come more often.
You know 3Ball, he tries to make it scarce,
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, we can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Scarcity.
That's right. But man, episode 114, Collectin and Connectin. Check us out. Watch it, listen to it, subscribe, check out the merch, check out all the new stuff going on, NBA, Top Shot, and NFL AllDay. Have a kick butt day, guys. Peace out.
Peace out. Thanks, guys.
And you can find more on Moment by Moment, What Do You Collect, as well as the full catalog of the CNC podcast. And there is a bunch to catch up on. And if you're like me, when you listen or watch podcasts, once you get into them and learn the hosts and the people that are on there, I tend to dig and go back into the archives and listen to some of the older ones because it gives more context and some of the fun stories. So please check that out. YouTube.com/Collectin and Connectin.
To hear more about that too, and to dive into more Jerry. Also,
hey King, your earbuds doing it again.
Oh no!
There, that better? No.
Well, you're muted now.
Muted. Go off mute.
We might have to take it from the
That
top.
better?
There we go.
Yeah,
Hey.
it starts ticking or something. Yeah, take it.
Oh,
from the
that's
top.
weird. I don't know what's happening. Okay, sorry about that, guys.
Good
All right,
improvisation.
three balls, big football.